The mainstream media has been known to fabricate stories and spread misinformation about various topics, including historical figures such as Jesus. This phenomenon is not new and has been happening for centuries. The question is, why does the mainstream media make up lies about Jesus? To understand this, we need to delve into the history of Jesus and the media's role in shaping public opinion. Jesus, a Jewish preacher and prophet, is considered one of the most influential figures in human history. His teachings, as recorded in the New Testament, have inspired countless people around the world. However, his message of love, compassion, and forgiveness has often been distorted or misrepresented by those in power, including the media. The reasons for this are complex and multifaceted. One reason is that the media often prioritizes sensationalism over fact-based reporting. By creating controversy and drama around Jesus, the media can attract more viewers and increase ratings. This is evident in the numerous documentaries and films that have been produced about Jesus, many of which contain inaccurate or misleading information. For example, the film The Last Temptation of Christ 1988 was widely criticized for its depiction of Jesus as a flawed and uncertain individual, which is not supported by historical evidence. Another reason is that the media often reflects the interests and biases of those in power. Throughout history, governments and institutions have sought to control the narrative about Jesus to further their own agendas. For instance, during the Roman Empire, Jesus was portrayed as a threat to imperial authority, and his teachings were distorted to justify the persecution of early Christians. Similarly, during the Middle Ages, the Catholic Church used its power to shape the narrative about Jesus, often emphasizing his divinity over his humanity. In modern times, the media has continued to perpetuate lies about Jesus, often to advance a secular or atheist agenda. Some media outlets have claimed that Jesus never existed and that his teachings were borrowed from other ancient cultures. These claims are not supported by historical evidence and are often based on flawed assumptions or misinterpretations of ancient texts. For example, the idea that Jesus was a mythological figure based on the Egyptian god Horus has been thoroughly debunked by scholars, yet it continues to be promoted by some media outlets. Furthermore, the media's lies about Jesus are often perpetuated by a lack of understanding or respect for the historical context in which he lived. Jesus was a product of his time, and his teachings must be understood within the cultural, social, and political context of ancient Palestine. However, many media outlets ignore or distort this context, instead promoting a simplistic or sensationalized view of Jesus that is not supported by historical evidence. Finally, the media's lies about Jesus are also perpetuated by a desire to undermine the influence of Christianity in modern society. In an increasingly secular world, some media outlets see Christianity as a threat to their values or ideologies. By promoting lies or misinformation about Jesus, these outlets can undermine the credibility of Christianity and advance their own secular or atheist agendas. In conclusion, the mainstream media makes up lies about Jesus for a variety of reasons, including sensationalism, bias, and a desire to undermine the influence of Christianity. These lies are often perpetuated by a lack of understanding or respect for the historical context in which Jesus lived, and they can have serious consequences for individuals and society as a whole. It is essential to approach media reports about Jesus with a critical eye, seeking out credible sources and respecting the historical context in which he lived. By doing so, we can promote a more nuanced and accurate understanding of Jesus and his teachings, and avoid perpetuating the lies and misinformation that have been spread about him for centuries.